So with all the election thievery going on, will we have enough votes to defeat Donald Trump this November? Check this out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. One of the things that I wanted to point out is, and we can talk about, is that the American media is gleefully reporting that only 6,200 people, this is according to the Tulsa Fire Department, showed up at Trump's 19,200 person arena. But they're saying that the reason why this happened was because thousands of teenagers, I mean, Fox is even, this apparently started with fans of Korean music, K-pop fans, over on TikTok, which is the Chinese platform. And, although it's popular here in the United States as well. And that, they were getting tickets to the Trump rally, and therefore only 6,200 people showed up. But no matter how many tickets teenagers got, and apparently there was this organized thing, and several 100,000 tickets went out to people who clearly had no intention of ever showing up. But that didn't stop even one maggot from showing up Saturday night. Maggots are, maggot Trump followers, M-A-G-A-T. Just like, according to Republicans, it's the Democrat Party, right? It's the maggots. Anyway, because there was no limit on the number of tickets available. If infinity is your number and you subtract a few 100,000 from it, you still have infinity. This is basic math. I mean, the media is flunking basic math. And it's just not even remotely possible that the reason why only 6,200 people showed up was because, teenagers got hundreds of thousands of tickets. Teenagers could have gotten 6 million tickets. Trump would have given them away. It doesn't matter. There was literally no limit. So, nobody was told, sorry, we've burned through all the available tickets. What you're looking at is that Donald Trump, with 80 million plus Twitter followers, millions, tens of millions of people on his email list, hundreds of millions of dollars in so-called earned media free coverage. With all of that, Trump and his campaign and this entire Republican machine were only able to find 6,200 people who were uninformed enough or gullible enough or dumb enough to show up at an indoor rally without masks on, jammed, chock-a-block, to yell and scream for hours. I mean, it's just like nationwide, all across the entire country. They were not just pitching this to people in Tulsa. And then when it became obvious in the hours before, leading up to this thing, that they weren't going to get enough people to fill the stadium, the auditorium, they also weren't going to get anybody to fill the overflow venue that was outside. I mean, keep in mind, the campaign thought 60,000 people were going to show up. And they were going to show America. They were just going to overwhelm Tulsa. Nope, sorry, 6,200. Nothing. Right? John Tesh got more people in that venue. John Tesh was trending over the weekend on Twitter because of that. So what this comes down to, what this tells us, is that there's no conceivable way, if it was a fair fight this fall, given what's going on, that Donald Trump's going to win this election. He is down to only about a third of American voters who still believe his BS, his grift. And so there's no way in a fair fight that he can win this election. So what's he going to do? He's going to use voter suppression. He's going to scream fraud when he loses, if he loses. He's going to try and fight it. He may be conspiring right now, and this is the theory, as those of you who are regular listeners to this program know. I laid this out back in January, February, that in the election of 1876, Sam Tilden, the Democrat, got more votes, both in the popular vote, and he won the Electoral College over Rutherford B. Hayes. Yet Hayes, the Republican, ended up president. Well, why is that? Because a couple of states, 4 states, said we can't certify the vote. The Democrats in our legislature are saying one thing, the Republicans in our legislature are saying another thing, and we can't certify the vote. And because they couldn't certify the vote, it gets thrown to the House of Representatives. And in the House of Representatives, each state has one vote, and that vote is determined not by their congressional delegation, but by their legislature back home. And you've got more than 30 states that are controlled by Republicans. And all it takes is 26. So the 12th Amendment thing, using corrupt Republican governors or some creative use of emergency powers. I mean, Trump is setting this thing up. He just tweeted this morning. This is in all caps. Rigged 2020 election. Millions of mail-in ballots will be printed by foreign countries and others. It will be the scandal of our times. And back in April, he said, you get thousands and thousands of people sitting in someone's living room signing ballots all over the place. See, this is what's coming. And Dan Rather just tweeted out, Trump claimed voter fraud in 2016 to explain his loss, although he didn't lose, so he kind of dropped that quickly. Although he's saying that's why he didn't lose the Electoral College. He's saying that's why he lost the popular vote. By the way, I'm going to be debating the Electoral College in the second hour of this program with a conservative scholar on the topic. Should be interesting. So Dan Rather is saying, get all his allies on record. This is a big story. Trump is trying to suppress the vote with his lies. Lawrence Tribe, constitutional law professor. Trump is telling us that he'll refuse to accept a loss this November as legitimate. We need to believe him and prepare to fight back if we're to preserve our democracy. Amen. Meanwhile, Bolton's book says Trump begged President Xi of China to help him get reelected. Well, here we have this morning, Bloomberg News, the headline, China warms to idea of 4 more years of Trump presidency. Interviews with 9 current and former Chinese officials point to a shift in sentiment in favor of Donald Trump. The chief reason? A belief that the benefit of the erosion of America's post-war alliance network, that is, the erosion of our association with basically Europe, Western Europe, would outweigh any damage to China from trade disputes. Biden is seen as a traditional Democrat who will want to shore up the U.S.'s tattered multilateral relationships. One Chinese trade negotiator said, if Biden is elected, I think this could be more dangerous for China because he will work with allies to target China, whereas Trump is destroying U.S. alliances. 4 current officials echoed that sentiment, believing that a Trump victory could help Beijing by weakening America.